Sober Girls Yoga by the Mindful Life Practice.
Amazing. Perfect. Okay. So let's grab our block. I really want to start us with this heart opener because I did this last night in the start of my yoga teacher training class and I felt so good. So we're going to take this block and place it underneath our shoulder blades and then just open the heart and rest the back of the head. And if this feels like a really intense heart opener, you can also take the block and place it underneath the second. If you have a second block or a book, you could place it underneath the back of the head. Basically, you just want some elevation through the heart. And the reason why I really enjoyed this is because so many of us sit hunched forward or curling forward. And so this can be a really nice counter. Just creating some expansion through the heart. Take about 5 more deep breaths. And set an intention for what you want to get out of today's practice. For me, it's like expansion and opening through the heart. And then when we move into the let go part of the practice, we'll start to fold forward. Okay, just take one more breath where you are. And then see if you can lift all the way up and just slide your block to the side. And then we're going to do the opposite, or not the opposite, but we're going to do another heart opener. So we're going to lift our hips up and then slide the block underneath the hips now. So this is a bridge. Linger here for 3 more breaths. And then maybe you lift the legs all the way up. And just let blood go back to your heart and your brain. So this is like a gentle inversion. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then land the feet, lift the hips up, slide the block to the side. Let's land the hips all the way down. Draw the knees in, give the body a nice little hug. And then just rock and roll the length of the spine all the way up and over. And let's rock all the way into a tabletop. Bring the toes to touch. Let the knees knock wide. Sit the hips on the heels and then just rest the forehead, come into your child's pose. Nice. Breathing into the back body. Amazing. Now from the child's pose, let's peel our body all the way up into a tabletop. And then tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back, find your down dog. Leave the left foot where it is. Lift the right leg up. Draw the right knee in. Step the right foot between the palms. Land onto the left knee. And let's just stay there for a few breaths with the palms where they are. Before leaving the left palm where it is, lift the right arm up. And then circle through the right arm. Eventually lifting the arm all the way up, planting the right palm on the sacrum. Perhaps you kick the left foot back and take a quad stretch. And then release the left foot. Take the right palm forward, walk the fingertips back. Lengthen over the right leg. Take some deep breaths in and out. And then walk the hands forward. Good, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step the right foot back, find a plank. You can move through that flow or just go direct up to down dog. Flow from our down dog the opposite way. So take the left leg up. And then draw the knee in. Step the foot between the palms. Land onto the right knee. Lift the left arm up. Take some circles with the left arm. Good, just for 3, 2. And then on 1, take the arm all the way up. And then maybe you kick the foot back, coming into a quad stretch. Seeing how that feels. Now, how would it feel to release the right foot, take the left palm forward, walk the fingertips back, lengthen over the left leg. Good, taking some deep breaths in and out. And then walk the hands forward. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Step the left foot back. Through a flow, or go all the way up and back to your down dog. Nice. Amazing. Now from your down dog, take the right leg up towards the sky. 3-legged dog. Now this time bend through the right knee and stack the hips. Amazing. Good. If you want to flip your dog, so come all the way forward and land your right toes. Just kind of like opening your body upside down. And then this time we're gonna come all the way up around with the right palm landed, right foot lifted. Draw the right knee in. Step the foot between the palms, lift up. Find the crescent lunge. Settle the gaze. Take the palms together, shift weight onto the right foot. Lift up. And then step all the way back, land the left foot. Let's open the right arm forward, left arm back. Amazing. And then lengthen the right leg. Turn all 10 toes in. Come all the way forward into a forward fold. And then let's walk our hands towards the right foot. Lift our left toes up, come down into Skandasana. Amazing. I hate this so much, but it's good for you. It's good to do things that you dislike. Let's come all the way up and then walk our hands all the way forward and then go the opposite way. Amazing. Just do a couple more. Good. And then eventually come all the way up into your forward fold again. Turn both hands, walk them all the way towards the front of the mat. Lift off of your back heel. So you're back in this low lunge type of pose. And then land your left palm, reach the right arm up. Let's roll all the way into a side plank. Just scoop the arm under and up. For 3, 2. Last one. Right palm. And then take your body through a flow, coming all the way up to your down dog. Amazing. Now we're gonna do this one more time. So take the left leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Nice, you got it. Bend through the left knee and stack the hips. And maybe you flip the dog, landing the left toes, opening all the way up. Good. Come all the way back around. Got it. Draw the left knee all the way in and step the foot between the palms. Good, lift all the way up. Got it. And then open up to a warrior 2. So take your left palm forward, right arm back. Amazing work. Good work, team. And then lengthen through the left leg. Good, let's turn the left toes in again. And then fold all the way forward, forward fold. And now I want to give you a free choice. So you can stay in that forward fold or you can do those Skandasana moves, whatever works for you. Trying to go with the flow. Amazing. And then eventually we're going to land all the way back in that standing forward fold. And from that standing forward fold, walk the hands back to the front of the mat. Anchor through the right palm, lift all the way into a side plank. Scooping the arm under and up for 3, for 2, and then 1, land the left palm, and let's come all the way down onto the navel. And then from the navel, take the palms alongside the hips. Take an inhale, lift at the heart. Lift the toes, lift the legs, keep the gaze low. Staying here for 3, 2. And then 1, lower down, rest a cheek. Good, take 1 more breath. And then interlace the palms. Let's draw the navel in. Lift the heart all the way up. Keep the gaze low. For 5, 4, 3, 2. And then on 1, lower down and just rest a cheek. And then the last variation we'll try, we're going to kick our feet back. Interlace the palms around the ankles. And see if you can lift all the way up, hanging out here for 5, 4, 3, 2. And then 1, lower down. And just rock the feet from side to side. Eventually landing the feet. Push the palms underneath the shoulders. Let's lift up. And then come all the way back into your child's pose. And hang out in the child's pose for just a few more breaths. Awesome. And from the child's pose, can you roll all the way up to seated? So now I'm going to invite you in seated. If you want to be on a cushion, I'm going to be on a cushion. And I'm going to take my left leg in and lengthen the right leg long. Just that little inch of lift kind of helps me with lengthening my heart. And we're going to come into a side bend. So we're switching into our yin part of the practice. So I'm going to reach the right arm up and lift the left arm overhead. And then one of the ways that I actually like to do this shape is support my head. I actually find it more restful to do this. Someone said when I took a class that this was a more active way to do the pose, but I was like, I actually find this more restful because I'm supporting my head, but it's totally up to you. So the most important thing we learn from our yoga practice is presence. The Yoga Sutras calls avidya the habit of the mind to disconnect from the present and to wander into worlds of its own. So the problem is we're in the habit of unplugging from the present and plugging into an imaginary world without realizing we've done it. And this is the word avidya. This means not seeing things as they are. So living beings make choices based on our sense of what's going on around us. Right? The dog sees a squirrel, it attacks. The squirrel sees a dog, it runs. We see a sunset and think of what we'd like to share it with, how much they would have loved it. Missing the feeling of the breeze on our skin. So the problem begins and ends with our inability to connect with life in the only time and the only place it ever happens, which is now. Let's take one more breath. And then we're going to lift all the way up. and then switch up. So take the left leg long, and then take the right leg to the inside of the left foot. And then again, your left arm is going to reach long. Right arm will lift all the way up. Maybe prop your head. So the Yoga Sutras start with the phrase, and now is all. Now, that is all. And the rest is just made up. So the solution is relearning our connection to the now. More like a wave that has forgotten the ocean. So the solution is to feel back into the ocean and live from that connection. So the Yoga Sutras are practical in nature, beginning with steps that we can take to reduce negative dramas while increasing the amount of enthusiasm and joy we can experience in everyday life. And from there, we reestablish our connection to the body and the breath. And this connection is broadened to encompass the mind and the moment. And ultimately, we're taught to hold our connection to life and everything in it, like the sky that holds the weather. Let's take one more breath where we are. And then just gently lift all the way up. And then switch. So the right leg is now going to be long. And we're going to lengthen up through the heart. And then walk the body forward. So we learn to let go of drama, to cultivate enthusiasm, to practice connection. And this is the most important thing. We are part of something. This something exists in the now. Yoga is how we connect to the now and what happens next. And that is all. Stay in this forward fold for just a few more breaths. And then just coming all the way up to a seated with our legs in crisscross. Drop the right earlobe down towards the right shoulder. Maybe taking the right palm up and landing it on the side of the skull. So we're going to finish our practice today with a really simple mindfulness meditation. So lift the head all the way up. And then switch. the opposite way. And eventually just lift your head all the way up and choose what would be the most suitable posture for you to finish this meditation in. So it could be in seated, and it could be coming into your shavasana. Just choosing the shape that works best for you. Close the eyes. Or settle the gaze and just take some deep breaths in and out. So something that I was thinking about recently was going to my first yoga teacher training. The teacher told us to meditate and everyone closed their eyes, and I started to panic. Kind of opening an eye, scanning the room, wondering if everyone knew how to meditate except me. And I ended up spending this whole 15 minutes panicking. Thinking I was supposed to shut off my mind and I just couldn't do it. But the reason why I was struggling with this was because we're all humans and our brains are designed to think. So no one can perfectly meditate. Meditating is hard. So instead of intentionally shutting off our minds together, we're going to just spend a few minutes focusing on the breath. And as we start to follow the breath instead of our thoughts, our breath is going to get into a steady rhythm. So let's just notice how one single breath follows from beginning to end, and pay attention to all the sensations that can occur. So starting with feeling our breath down towards the root chakra near the pelvis. Next, feeling the breath in the belly. Next, feeling the breath expanding through the intercostal muscles in the ribs. Eventually feeling the breath in the top of the chest. Next, feeling the breath in the collarbones. And then taking a full yogic breath, feeling the breath in all of these parts of the torso. And by concentrating on the breath, we're offering the mind something other than the thoughts. And this works better than fighting with it to slow down. Within a few minutes, the breath finds its natural rhythm. The thoughts are zipping through, but the breath is regular. And what's happening at this point is a little bit like the difference between driving in the city and driving out in nature. So in city driving, there's stopping and starting and emotions like impatience or irritation. That's our natural state of the mind. But in long distance driving, everything calms down. So in the last few minutes of our meditation, just imagining that you're on that long distance drive out of the city. You're driving through the beautiful orange sand dunes in the sunset, through the mountains, on a favorite drive, up in the nature of your home country, rivers or snowbanks, whatever feels like home. And you can either stay seated for a few more moments or stretch out into Shavasana for the very end of this practice. I'm going to bring you back when the time is up. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright, so my powers turn on, starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight so, and I don't really care if nobody else believes. I've still got a lot of fire left in me. Just give your fingers and toes a little wiggle. Nice long stretch. Fingers all the way through toes. You can curl the knees into the chest, give the body a nice little hug. And then make your way slowly up and over to seated shape with the palms of the heart center. So we're going to close this practice with an intention, the ancient intention, the original intention, passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. And it's that our practice remain efforts continuous. Yoga helps and heals and serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, happy, healthy, and free. May the thoughts and the actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. We'll just finish with an Om sound. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in to make the Om. So taking a big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Ooh. For joining, for sharing the space, for sharing the practice, the light in me, sees it, honors light in you. Thank you, thank you.